What's up, man? It's Johnny King. I'm shooting this video for you if you struggle at all with body image, with your weight, with your physical health. You know how I've talked about it before, but I'm sure you've heard it. It's kind of cliche that the quality of your life is directly proportionate to the quality of the lives of the people, the 5 people that you spend most time with. I kind of made my own spin on it, but that's basically it. You are the median of the quality of lifestyle of the people that you spend the most, 5 people that you spend the most time with. The same, though, holds true to the environment in which you live. So many people have said over the years when they've come over and looked through like my fridge and stuff like that, like, you don't have any food. I'm like, So check this out. It's Monday night, right? Monday night, about to be the snowmageddon, about to hit, right? So in my fridge here, I've got all my meals, thanks Chris Johnson, Elemental Table, for my week. I have him deliver 10 meals, gives me roughly 1 or 2 meals a day for the week. So I don't have a whole lot to there. I've cooked some extra food here, probably from last week. I've got carrots, apples, some vegetables, supplements, almond butter here. I've got immunity shots, a bunch of coconut milk, immunity shots. But as you notice, I've got nothing all that unhealthy, because I know, having been raised in a family where like baked goods and Pop-Tarts and Oreos and Eskimo pies and waffles and sugary, so like everything sugary in the 80s and 90s were in my home, and I would eat the living crap out of it. Down here in my freezer, I've got frozen vegetables and frozen fruit, things for smoothies, but again, not a whole lot otherwise. Probably the most tempting thing that I've got is like lightly sweet kettle corn, right? Just a bunch of supplements, rice. What else do I have? Yeah, just stuff from like Costco, a bunch of rice things, and that's it. So, because I know if I let that stuff in the house, especially around this time of year with the holidays, I will eat all of it. When I go to parties, a bunch of my other groups, my life group from church, other people know that like, people will ask me like, dude, how do you stay so thin or so like lean if you eat like this? I'm like, it's because I let myself go sometimes at parties. I will eat like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 cookies, because I'm kind of like an all or not type of person. A lot of people who have this diet mindset are very much the same way. It's like, it's either on or it's off. They're either on program, or if they slip up a little bit, then they just throw the baby out the bathwater and they end up eating everything in sight, right? I'm kind of the same way, but I probably have more of a governor of letting myself or stopping myself before it gets too crazy. But the vast difference I feel like between my mindset and the mindset of my parents or my loved ones that have all struggled with their weight is that I may let myself go pretty much at an ugly sweater party or whatever, but I don't beat myself up about it. My threshold, or my, let's say, average day consists of working out, eating right, because I know I don't have anything left in this house. And so I surround myself in this environment of health, and likewise, if I need something or if I want something, if I'm craving something, I have to go out and I get it. I don't have ice cream in the freezer. I don't have home baked goods. If I have, people over and a party, I'll end up making sure that I either throw it all out before I go to bed or it goes home with people. So I've got certain rules of thumb that keep me, lean and healthy and focused and all those types of things. And there's habits. There's habits of success and there's habits of failure or habits of yo-yoing, right? And I will tell you, when I first started getting into like health coaching, and I started my first gym in St. Louis, I actually started interviewing a lot of the Biggest Loser contestants. Jim Germanakos, season 5, I believe, or season 3, his twin brother won the whole thing. He was runner up. And I talked to him, he's a police officer up in the Northeast. It's like, dude, what keeps you from gaining all the weight back? And he's like, honestly, like doing all these kind of like public appearances, you know, knowing that I am an example for other people keeps him responsible. I will say the same thing for me. That helps me a lot too, because it's tied into how I identify myself. Adam Hurtado from season 10, he and I did yoga together. I got to know him decently down in Dallas, Texas. Same for him. He struggled, but he's like, it's me being an ambassador for health that helped him kind of stay on the path of the straight and narrow. So you not only need leverage from those around you, you need to, you know, support yourself and encircle yourself with people that are potentially healthier than you. But you also need to set up an environment where, you know, like it is in my house, where you can have as little crappy food as you can around, if not none. And now, granted, I understand. I live by myself. I have very little temptation, but if I had kids, a significant other, all that stuff is a lot more challenging. I get it. But that means you have to be even more diligent and intentional with setting up healthy boundaries. You have to ask for support. And as I've kind of recommended my clients in the past, like, ask your kids that if you see, you know, daddy putting something, you know, a piece of candy from Halloween in his mouth, or starting to unwrap a package, or, you know, tell your wife that this is what I'm committed to. And that's part of your expression of masculinity, is saying, you know what, this is where I draw the line. This is what I'm committed to. I'm intentionally going in this direction. It makes all the difference, man. So I hope that helps a little bit. I could probably talk for days when it comes to healthy habits in regards to your physical body as well as your emotional fitness, but it takes a little bit of intention, consistency, support. I'm happy to give that support, like accountability, especially through the challenging times, which will be from like this week of Thanksgiving all the way through the New Year's. And if you kind of feel like it's an on or off, or an all or nothing type thing, you have to catch yourself, because that's not true. There's only what? Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, if you're Jewish, New Year's Eve. There's probably only like 4 or 5 meals, cheat meals, that you could legitimately allow yourself to have. Otherwise, there's tons of parties and things like that, but you don't have to eat those. You know, you don't have to go there. And a lot of people think, oh, it's just too much temptation. I'm just going to let myself go and I'll get back into it in New Year's, after New Year's. You got to set a higher standard for yourself. And that is just realize that there's probably 3, 4, 5 maybe meals, actual meals, that would be really, really fun to let yourself go. Thanksgiving maybe being one of them. But then if that's the case, then also tell yourself that you're going to go for a run on Thanksgiving. Do a turkey trot, or just go for a walk with your significant other, or get outside. Do something active even on Thanksgiving. I've already booked my workout for Thanksgiving morning. Those are little things that make all the difference, man. I'll tell you what. So if you want any support, or if you have any other ideas or any other questions, certainly post them below the video or shoot me a DM. I'd be really curious to hear what you're up against. And I promise you, man, it's just like working out in the gym. If you do well this Thanksgiving and this holiday season, a little bit better than last season, well, guess what? Next year it'll be a little bit easier to do a little bit better. And then over the course of several years, you kind of redefined who you are and how you show up during the holidays, and people stop asking you. People just know that when it comes to me, like, don't even suggest, because he's going to say no. And even when I have weak moments, people are like, oh, I'm sure you don't want this because you're Mr. Healthy. I'm like, okay. You know, it's almost like that's my identity, and I don't want to open that door at all. So I kind of like, okay, thanks. When in reality, I was thinking like, ooh, I was eyeing those cookies. So you got to zig and zag. But if you're really committed to losing weight, you have to be consistent. Maintaining your weight, maintaining your health, however, wherever that is for you, is a lot easier. It's definitely not easy, but it's a lot less challenging than, let's say, weight loss is. So if you have any questions on weight loss, maintenance, muscle building, leaning up, whatever the case might be, I've been doing this for over a decade, and had gyms for 5 years all through St. Louis. Definitely feel like I have some knowledge I could share with you if you ever wanted to hit me up. So have a great evening. Enjoy the snow. No matter how much we get, it'll be fun, and be safe out there. All right, guys, see ya.